In New York, Roman Catholic officials have walked Pope Francis' expected path through the national September 11th memorial and timed it at 5 to 7 minutes. In Washington, studios for television news anchors are being erected on the roofs of the Catholic University of America. In a quiet corner of Philadelphia, the buzzing epicenter of papal preparation madness, there stands, carefully guarded, a lectern newly wrought of burnished black walnut, the product of thousands of dollars in labor and materials, that is just a stand-in for the one the Pope will use. Up and down the Northeast Corridor, armies of organizers and event planners, stagehands and counter-terrorism experts, tree pruners and translators, high school tuba players, and even a few as yet unidentified celebrity chefs have marshaled to tackle an unimaginably vast set of tasks in advance of Francis' arrival on Tuesday. Much has been made of this Pope's penchant for simplicity. An understatement, his preference for personal ministry over pomp. But, as those charged with procurement of wafers and the placement of metal detectors can attest, nothing is simple about a 6-day, 3-city, 24 event papal trip that is a cross between a military operation, a diplomatic mission and an arena rock tour. The numbers, the scope of this makes me catch my breath, because it is so big, and at the same time, every little detail has to be just right, said Donna Farrell, the executive director of the World Meeting of Families. Her Vatican-affiliated group is expecting more than 1 million guests at the concluding Mass for the Festival of Families on Sunday in Philadelphia. The effort entails a series of seemingly miraculous transformations, box offices and concession stands at Madison Square Garden into confession booths, the ellipse across from the White House into a half-mile Pope mobile track, Philadelphia's Benjamin Franklin Parkway into a viewing corridor lit up like some oversized open-air sports bar with more than 40 jumbotrons. There are spreadsheets, and spreadsheets of spreadsheets. Behind a desk at the New York Archdiocese, the man who oversaw last year's Super Bowl sits like St. Peter, poring over 80 categories of people who have sought tickets to papal events. There will be traffic barriers sufficient to cordon off 4.5 square miles of Center City, Philadelphia, and a 2-hour pre-mass extravaganza will be held at Madison Square Garden, featuring Gloria Estefan, Harry Connick Jr. and others, to get worshippers in the building early enough to allow the papal security machine to function smoothly. In New York, the Pope's visit is timed to allow him to address the United Nations General Assembly, a mammoth, traffic-snarling security circus in its own right. Dignitaries in attendance will include the President of the United States. All told, said John Miller, a spokesman for the New York Police Department, up to 5,000 police officers could be required. It is really something that is multi-layered on a level that we've never seen before, and this organization has planned and executed some of the most complicated visits, large events, and historic gatherings of any, he said. And as the Pope whizzes about by Shepherd 1 jet, helicopter, golf cart and Jeep Pope Mobile, accompanied by a 30-person entourage that includes translators, the Vatican police chief and 2 Swiss guards. Sadly for costumery fans, in plain clothes, shadowed at every turn by a credentialed media corps numbering more than 7,000. His goal of accessibility and intimacy only creates more logistical challenges.